What's up, guys? Today I wanted to answer one of the most asked questions that I get right now from pretty much home buyers and sellers as well, and is should I buy a house now in 2022 or should I just continue to wait till prices get down? I feel like a lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people are also talking about a housing market crash or some sort of recession, and that's going to affect the housing market and kind of bring everything coming down. You also hear from a lot of other people that, no, it's not crashing at all. Things are actually great. Homes are still, selling incredibly. Prices are going up. So I feel like there's a lot of confusion as to, if you should even take a move in this real estate market, if you should sell your house and go buy another one, if you should buy, or you should just kind of sit still. When it comes to the question of you should buy a home, I don't really think it's something you should ask yourself just right now or maybe 2 years from now or anything like that. What I like to tell people is buying a home is really dependent on your situation. What is your need for buying a new home? Are you moving? Are you getting a new job? You have some sort of urgent need in order to move you from your current place and to buy another house? And do you have the financial stability in order to buy that next house? Are you in a financial position to make that next purchase? Do you have cash reserves in the bank in case things go wrong with the house? Maybe you need to make any changes that happen in the first couple months when you move in. Because the last thing you want to do is you jump into a house in any housing market just because you have the FOMO of people buying houses and you're not buying a house. You really have to take an understanding as to what your situation is and if it's really worth it for you to buy a house at the current moment. Now, overall, what we are seeing in the market is we're not necessarily seeing, I would say, a crash, but you are seeing things kind of go down a little bit. Now, if you did not catch my last market update, links are right here, right above. Boom. I went through, how active listings have been continuously increasing and taking a big, jump over the summer into these August and September months, and how sales have actually kind of dropped and kind of taken a big drop essentially when compared to the beginning of the summer. So now we're seeing kind of the opposite of what we were experiencing before. Now we're seeing a high inventory and a low demand for homes. Now that low demand for homes and the decrease in sales can be, attributed to several things. You can talk about the rising interest rates, keeping buyers from buying a house or making that move, or even keeping sellers from selling their current home because they already have, such a good rate locked in. You also have people over the summer who are just tired overall, of shopping over during the springtime and getting all their offers rejected, that they maybe just stopped buying right out. They just took a break and said, let's just set it out for a little bit. We'll take a break, take a step back and just see what the market does till after the summer. Also, a lot of people being so tired from all this, stress of trying to buy a house and not being able to get a house, decided to take big vacations. A lot of people started taking vacations, which, buying a house became the last thing in their mind. So those are some reasons why we may have seen that drop in sales. Now, in terms of active listings, a lot of people are selling their homes because they're either cashing in on the equity that they built up over the last 2-3 years while the market was increasing, or some of them might just be sellers who were waiting for the market to just keep increasing, and now they're seeing it come down, so they're trying to cash in before everything drops. Now, while things are dropping, I don't want to say that things are crashing. Rather, they're more just correcting themselves. Things are just skyrocketing all the time for the past 2 years and just going up. Eventually they have to come down. However, there's not a real reason why things should just crash way back to the bottom and bring us to, prices that were, $100,000, $200,000 below what most people are asking on a regular, single family home. However, you are seeing a lot more listings take price decreases as their houses sit on the market for longer, or you are seeing some more negotiability for buyers. So on the seller side, I don't think that you should necessarily be worried so much about the market crashing and you not being able to sell your home. I think you just have to be a little more patient on your house selling in the market. You also have to put a little more attention into how you're marketing your property, who you're working with. If you're working with an agent who is selling your property, how they are marketing your property. Those two little things are going to make a big difference in how fast your house sells. But I would not expect it to sell over a weekend like most people were expecting just a few months ago. For buyers, it's a little different. Buyers, you can hold on for a little longer and maybe not buy. Just really pay attention to how interest rates are growing so you're not end up buying in a really high interest rate. But overall, if you're a buyer and there's the need for you to move and you have the financial stability to make a move, now it's time for you to go out and look for a deal. Majority of houses now are not going for asking or over asking price on a home and are being negotiated down some. So for the buyers who are on the market to buy, it's a good time for you to try to strike a deal on a house. However, if you wanted to wait a little bit and see how prices decrease throughout the rest of the year, I don't think you would be in a bad position either. Overall, I understand how most people have this fear in the back of their mind that the housing market is going to crash, specifically when the media and all through social media you hear about this market crash and market crash and market crash. What I think you should do is, especially in your local network, is find yourself a professional who understands the housing market, maybe even an investor if you're not willing to talk to a real estate agent, and see their perspective on how they're valuing the market for their investments. Well, yes, we are seeing a slowdown in sales, and we most likely will see housing prices kind of drop a little bit. We're not necessarily going to see them crashing, and we will just see a more normalized market that will tend to, take an upward trajectory throughout the years. So if you do buy a house now, or you did buy a house a few months ago and you're worried about losing all this equity on the house, for majority of part, you're going to be living in it for a while, and now you can hold it. And over time, over a long period of time, you'll still make some money on the house. Realize that the house that you invested in and the house that you're living in now more than ever are two completely different things. And you have two different ways to attack each scenario. So let's take a recap. Should I buy a house in 2022? Overall, it's really going to come down to you. What is your need to buy this next house, and what is your financial stability? Once you can answer those two questions, you can answer for yourself if it's the right time for you to buy a house. Well, that is all I have for you today. I hope I was able to answer the question if you should be even buying a house in 2022. And if you have any other questions, please put them down below, or you can shoot them to my email. It will be linked right here on the right hand side. Now, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. Like button is down there. Super easy to click. With that said, I will see you guys next time.